Good evening, everybody. Welcome back to the Dugout Football channel. Welcome to the World of Football podcast. And it's going to be a bumper episode. We have to got to speak about the World Cup qualifying draw. We'll also be talking about a big week for Manchester United. And could we possibly see both Madrid sides fall into the Europa League? We shall see what happens with that one. But joining me as usual are the regulars. Josh, who's got a wee pet friend on his shoulder. How you doing, Josh?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
Yeah, not too bad. Not too bad. We've also got the other regulars, Nathan and Reece. How you doing, gentlemen?
Very good, thank you very much, Doug. Hope you're having a good one too.
Doing very well.
And I'm doing fine myself on 1 hour sleep, but what can I say? I'm a machine.
You are a machine, Mr. Reece. You are a machine. And joining us is a very special guest, the lovely Sophie Richards from HairdryerTreatment. How are you doing, Sophie?
I'm doing very well, thank you. Thanks for having me on, Doug. Hope you're all doing well as well.
Yeah, not doing too bad. We have to start with the elephant in the room, and I'm sorry to say this, with obviously Reece and Sophie in the proximity, I have to ask this. Mino Raiola, on the eve of Manchester United's biggest game of the season, has come out and said, I think Paul Pogba is finished with Manchester United. I mean, I'll come to Sophie first. What do you make of this?
You've just mentioned it, Doug. It's on the eve of our biggest game of the season so far. And rather than talking about the fact we're playing Leipzig in the Champions League, we're all talking about Paul Pogba. And it's brilliant but awful from Raiola at the same time. Obviously, from a business point of view, it's obvious why he's done it. But yeah, I've said it several times on Paul Pogba. A great player, but I'm just tired of the circus that follows him. And for me, this is that final nail in the coffin now. I think that his time he's done at United. Unless he comes out and sacks Raiola now, that's the only way I can see him overcoming this.
Yeah, Reece, what's your reaction to the Paul Pogba news? Because you must, honestly, I'm starting to feel sorry for you guys with the baggage that he comes with.
In all fairness, one thing we'll agree on is he is, on his day, and when he turns up, he is one of the best midfielders, if not one of the best players in world football. There's no denying that. But he does bring a lot of baggage with him, whether it's by choice or whether it's forced upon him because he's a big media personality, then it speaks volumes. It's not just that as well. Lingard has now been dropped by Raiola. He's been dropped this afternoon, so there's two of them now. I'm hoping one of them for the better, but the other is going to be a cause for concern. It is on the eve of our biggest game. Leipzig are no slouch. They're in the top area of the Bundesliga for a reason.
Yeah,
and I have a feeling by dropping Pogba, it's now going to have a detrimental effect on the squad because it's now going to be. It seems to be a never-ending cycle. When something happens, negativity blossoms, and if this continues, then it's a long-term effect. And we're already out 2 players tomorrow, which is 2 key players, but we'll see how it goes. But can't deny that a Pogba switched on and a Pogba with a positive attitude wins games.
Yeah, I mean, Sophie, would you start Paul Pogba tomorrow, or would you drop him?
Oh, he'd be on the plane back home for me if it was me in charge. Genuinely, to do that just before a big game, like I say, unless he comes out with a statement tonight and talks on the subject, like he did with the whole France squad incident, then fair enough. But until this point, for me, Raiola, ultimately Paul Pogba, he obviously controls what Raiola does, but Raiola surely has to go through Paul Pogba before he releases any statements, you would think. So for me, that tells me that Paul Pogba was in on this. He knew it was going to be announced, and that's just disgraceful. So unless Paul Pogba comes out and talks, he'll be on the play home. He wouldn't be in the squad. That's my genuine opinion right now.
Reece, would you risk Pogba tomorrow, or would you just drop him altogether?
I think it would be unfair to drop him. I see where Sophie's coming from, and that's why I respect her opinion both as a Man United fan and as a YouTuber herself, because that's a good thing. It's all about opinion, and I can see why, and that's a fair statement to make because you never know what Pogba's going to turn up. But I don't know, because Pogba's part of the reason that we managed to beat West Ham at the weekend. So there is a 50-50 balance. I think starting him is a good idea, but if if it goes wrong, then we will perhaps have to take him off. But I don't want to say the words substitute wasted because of a player's attitude. I don't want to be in that sort of position.
I think it depends how he bounces back from it. Like I said, I think if he comes out with a statement, then fair enough. Like, of course, I want Paul Pogba to play. Of course I do.
Yeah.
What I don't want is a player who doesn't want to be at the club. So for me, he needs to address it, and he needs to address it soon. Otherwise, well, you've already seen it on Twitter. Everybody is gunning for Paul Pogba at the minute, and the only way you can turn it round is by getting rid of Raiola and also addressing the rumours that are going about at the minute.
Yeah, I agree with that 100%.
Doug frozen.
Yeah, Doug's dodgy again.
Doug Frozen is really considering the whole Paul Pogba situation. But I mean, Nathan, what's your take on it? Obviously, from an outsider looking in, Paul Pogba.
I mean,
I've just got
to completely agree with you guys with the agent. Unless he sacks him, I mean, don't get me wrong, Raiola, yeah, he has been a bit controversial in the past with certain incidents, and this probably won't be the last either. But unless Pogba speaks out in public and apologises or tries to turn it around, then I completely agree with Sophie. Got to be back on the plane home. But with the way that Pogba's attitude has been around Man United, I'm not really sure if he wants to be there or not, quite frankly. And to be honest, to keep the side stabilised and make sure everything moves forward swiftly, and so Man United could work their way back up to the Champions League, I think Pogba's got to go.
A lot of people feel that way, to be fair. Josh?
Here's the thing, though. You have to look at the situation. Who will buy Paul Pogba in the way he is? The only possible clubs for Real Madrid who do not have the financial stature at the moment to buy Paul Pogba. Manchester United still have 3 years left of Pogba in terms of a contract. So where does Paul Pogba realistically go? You know, who is going to want Pogba?
Juventus.
All of the media.
The only option is back to Serie A.
The new Juventus manager doesn't want him. No, he wants nothing to do with him. Sarri wanted him, but since the new lad came in, he hasn't wanted him at all. Zidane, I think Zidane probably would want him, but Real Madrid can't afford him now. So you know, as much as you might literally be stuck with Paul Pogba if you like it or not, unless Edward Ward takes it on the chin and just says we'll take a deductive fee to get him out. Don't throw again. Okay. Right, so we'll go to the next topic while Doug is hopefully going to be back with us in the next couple of minutes. So on to the World Cup qualifying. So the draw was at 5:00. I'm going to go last because I'm going to probably rant and rave and cry because our group is awful. But Reece, we also got a winnable group, but a hard group. So are you? Don't tell me he's froze too. Oh my! I was freeze. Oh, Reece, is he there? Oh no.
Me freeze? Come on. I'm cold. I'm colder than that, mate.
So Nathan, are you confident you could finish top 2?
To be honest, I couldn't be happier with a better group, to be honest. I mean, Belarus, Estonia, definitely winnable fixtures. Oh, something's crashed on my computer there. Ignore that. But Belgium, what a run of form we have against them. Out of all the teams in Group A, I was, not Group A, but Pot 1, I was pretty much asking for Belgium because looking at some of the sides in there, very, very difficult fixtures. Portugal, England, we got destroyed 3-0 by them. So really, Belgium was top on my list. We got them, so I can't be happier about that. Same with Czech Republic, Belarus, and Estonia. We've got to finish second, surely.
I do have to ask. Is there any updated news on Ryan Giggs?
That's true, actually. I haven't heard anything.
Still manager, as far as I'm aware, but it's still in investigation. As far as I'm concerned, proven until innocent until proven guilty. Thank you very much, Reece. But I don't know.
So, Sophie, England's group is once again easy. You know, I know you probably an English one are going to laugh at us, but it is an easy group. If Southgate does not finish top 2 in that group, and he's already on thin ice, he can probably be people outside his house for burning torches, wanting to burn down his house. Surely that's an easy win for you.
You say easy, but you never know what England team's going to turn up, do you, to be honest with you? So, yeah, you can never say easy, but we should be feeling confident, definitely. I think Poland is the only one really where we'll probably struggle, fingers crossed. But like I say, it does depend. Southgate, as you said, he's having a bit of a tough time of late. He's losing, I think, a bit of backing from a lot of fans. Style of football's got a bit boring, it's got a bit stagnant. So hopefully he can try and lift spirits again by getting, like you say, a good run in the group. And we should finish first or second, surely.
Hopefully San Marino turn up the Wembley and pull up an historic win. That'll be quite good.
It's like their home pitch, to be fair, isn't it? San Marino is literally like a home pitch, Wembley. Like, we seem to always draw them. Like you said earlier, Nathan.
So, Reece, Scotland
Yeah.
have a group that is not massively hard, but we know Scotland love to do things the hard way, and Israel always seem to beat you. So this group is not particularly easy. But after the Euro playoffs, I'm assuming you're probably feeling confident that you're going in the direction that you should get top 2 in this group.
It's tricky. It's tricky. Two reasons. One, if you look at in the thesaurus and you look up difficult, it's got a picture of the Scotland flag right beside it because that's literally Scotland to a T, the difficult way. And two, we are on a high, probably smoking fumes. We are high at the moment after winning our qualifiers, and rightly so. We deserve to win both games. But the World Cup is so much different. It's so much bigger. It's more platform. There's bigger notoriety. But I wouldn't count Scotland out. I mean, a lot of people gave the manager a lot of stick for his defensive football, but we're not exactly an attacking nation, for goodness sake. We're not France. We're not, well, I would say Germany, but frankly, they've disappointed me for the past couple of years. We're not Brazil. We can't play attacking football. If you told us how to do it, we'd probably be lost in a puddle. But we are a very resilient team, and if we get one goal, we are hard to stop. So I'm all for it. So I genuinely think we could qualify from this group. Potentially top of the group, to be honest.
Me too. I am back, people. I don't know what happened there.
You should show off my beautiful picture so everyone sees what all the four nations are trying to go to.
But let me just say this: like, Denmark are not what they were, and Austria are. I remember them with like not Yarmolenko, Arnautovic as well. Remember them, David Alaba as well. So they're going to be tough, and we get bloody Israel yet again. I'm fed up of playing Israel. I think that's the 4th year in running that we've actually got them, which is ridiculous. Moldova is an unknown quantity. We've never played them ever. And Faroe Islands, I mean, was it Bertie Votes? No, I'm going way back. I'm going 2002, 2003 when we drew 2-2 with Faroe Islands. So it could be very, very interesting.
Are you going to show my picture off?
You're joking. You're joking, right?
I spent 45 minutes making these things, like, you know. It's like a beautiful court roundabout. I would love to go there. Like, that's a beautiful stadium.
Doug, you mentioned like 2002. That we had the Faroe Islands in our bloody UEFA, our Euro 2008 group, and I'm pretty sure we had run a form, then blew it against the Italians, but we beat France, and then we blew it against Faroe Islands. 2002 means nothing if 2008's a haunting situation. We don't have any good record against like teams that are as equally as minnows as us.
Do you think, like, Scotland in particular, like Doug, you've got the likes of McTominay coming through, McGinn. There's a lot of like young, and obviously Robertson being in the side as well. You've got like a lot of young upcoming talent in that Scotland team, which is something I think they've lacked for a while. To be honest with you, that's for me from looking from the outside. But felt a bit stagnant for a while at Scotland. Players who simply weren't good enough for international, and now I think finally you're getting a new breed of player in who, I think it's exciting times for Scotland.
Yeah, I agree. And as you say, you know, John, we've got a good midfield coming through. I think it's up front with a wee bit. Obviously, we've got Lyndon Dykes. We've got Ollie McBurney, who, let's be honest, is not the best.
Pass.
Not the best. I mean,
still scored against us, to be fair.
I know. Nathan will know because of obviously him playing for. Cardiff's rivals Swansea as well. You don't rate McBurney, do you, Nathan?
No, not at all. I remember him in the away end at the last derby. What can we say? I'll just leave it there, let's just say. But, I mean, I remember I remember Scotland within the last 10 years as well. A lot of Cardiff players in that squad David Marshall, what a god, by the way. Callum Patterson reminds me of one. Kevin McNaughton, Chris Burke, just a long list of former Cardiff and Scotland players. So, but at least that trend has ended for you now, and you're actually bringing through some proper young talent, like Tierney, Robertson, probably best left back in the world there.
Next question.
I don't.
Phil freaking
Chris, that's a bit of an understatement. I don't think anyone likes Raiola. I certainly don't. He's an idiot. Yeah.
I think only one person does, and that's Zlatan.
Yeah. Even if he's fit, he won't be in the squad. Yeah. He turns up once every 2 months. Time to cash in. Phil Jones's biggest fan is in the chat. I noticed. Football isn't that as what I want.
I don't know what people see in him.
Mean.
Phil Jones. Oh yeah.
If he's a professional footballer, then I'm the king of France.
We have to go to Wales's group now. Nathan, how are you feeling about?
I've already asked him about it.
Yeah, Josh got in on it earlier, so
I started off the whole conversation like, I got you.
All right, well, we'll go to Northern Ireland's group then, Josh. What's your reaction to Italy?
We've been spanked by Romania, Norway, and Austria in the Nations League. I am scared to go away to Italy. If we had Michael O'Neill, I would have some type of confidence. But with Ian Braw, he's gonna have to rebuild the squad. We're in for a long group. No, I could be wrong, but I think in the Euro, I think with the World Cup qualifying, the three teams with the highest points tally in third go into a playoff system or something like that, I believe. So Northern Ireland do have hope because the teams that are below us are Bulgaria. Bulgaria. My plumber could do a better job than their whole football team. And then,
we barely did beat them when Wales played them in the. I think it was in the Nations League. We had them.
Nations League, don't care about it. We got relegated that for a reason. Nations League just a wee tie, it's like the Carabao Cup or Checkatrade Trophy. And then the other team, I can't even say their name because no one knows about them. So Northern Ireland, it's a bit like a situation, when we had Estonia and Belarus in our Euro group, we must beat the lower league teams, and Switzerland's a beatable team. And for anyone who has remembrance of the World Cup qualifying game we had against Switzerland, we got robbed by a handball at Windsor Park. Like the referee in that game, we got robbed. We got done before VAR became a thing. So we must, Northern Ireland fans will be wanting to get revenge on Switzerland, but I don't think
Rodriguez.
Yes.
I thought it was.
It's all right. He'll probably score a 40-yard free kick against you and beat you.
Unfortunately, I don't think we'll be going to any other European tournament. Sadly.
I hope you're wrong.
Man like Shaqiri. Man like Shaqiri will
he's still a thing.
Very, very good.
Shaqiri? Yeah, but the guy's all foot.
Is he still playing football?
The guy literally is making he's like a Danny Drinkwater. He's making a free bucket player for doing nothing. It's the only good thing he did was score against Manchester United. It's the only good thing he's done.
And Everton.
The only good thing he's ever done in his career was either join Stoke City or win a Champions League with Bayern Munich and not even play in the final.
That is very true. Very true. Now we think that Scotland have got a reasonable group. England, they're going to go through. I think Wales, good group. Northern Ireland, tricky. But the trickiest group has to be Republic of Ireland, Portugal, Serbia, Luxembourg, and I can't remember the other one.
Azerbaijan.
That is awful.
By Republic of Ireland.
No chance to get him through.
I guarantee you they'll score one goal in the whole group stage. They can't score goals. They won't even score against Azerbaijan, for flip's sake.
I think they've gone like 8 hours without scoring a single goal, which is just absolutely ridiculous.
This is why Northern Ireland's clear.
I'll go
Sure.
one better than you. They'll only score once, and it'll be against Portugal.
For it being on goal.
Exactly.
Renato Sanchez own goal.
Nah, we've got to be generous. It'll be João Moutinho.
João Moutinho. Wow.
I like the guy, but it'd be funny.
Hella says Norway got the Netherlands, Turkey, Gibraltar, Latvia, and Montenegro in with a chance for a change.
I
Yeah.
think Norway will win that group.
Norway.
I think Norway will win the group.
Norway
Turkey will be
destroyed
the
us.
other team.
Norway destroyed us 6-1 at Windsor Park with Haaland running around rings around our defence like there was no tomorrow. It was we were doing the podcast that day, and thank God I did not have to watch that with Shane Duffy.
Haaland literally decided, I've had enough of you. I'm scoring.
Yeah, that's what
Cian, Shane Duffy has been absolute murder at Celtic. So if he scores for
It's been
Ireland, I would
delightful.
be very surprised. Yeah, I know you'll be happy with
obviously.
ex-Liverpool player, top of the league, of course.
Yeah, speaking about Shane Duffy as well, I saw one of the worst ever performances from any footballer when he played for Blackburn Rovers. He got 2 own goals and a red card. Absolutely unbelievable.
That's a day at the office.
Ouch, that's not
Yeah,
good.
but that game was memorable to him.
So
Never
rememberable.
forget it.
Yep. Obviously, someone's got to respond to me saying Norway over Holland. Well, yes, I do think Norway are a far better team than the Dutch. And without Koeman, we'll see. But I still think Norway, coached-wise, are far better. And Haaland is a goal-scoring phenom.
To be honest with you, Reece, I actually agree with you. I do not rate Frank de Boer as a manager. Full stop.
Awful.
Crystal Palace.
He hasn't been good since he got axed for Inter Milan. When he got axed, that was it. His career went down. Winning 4 Eredivisie titles on the bounce, and then that's it. Netherlands will not top that group. Trust me, they won't.
Norway second. Interesting.
They'll play Norway. They'll play Norway, and Haaland will put 4 past them.
And then football is in that as well. Dan's gone, okay. But Cian says, watch this steal a 1-0 over Portugal now. Let's get into some of the other groups. Group B is Spain, Sweden, Greece, Georgia, Kosovo. I think you'd expect Spain and Sweden to get through that group.
Yeah.
Sweden are the worst international teams to watch. They're the most anti-football country I've ever seen. They are
internationally.
They are so painful to watch.
I would have to say Spain and Greece. I would tip Greece. I would tip Greece to get out of that group. Yeah, I think they're a hard-working team. They've got some very experienced players at the back. They're also very solid as well compared to teams and most teams. I would tip them.
Anything to keep away Sweden. I just don't want to watch their football again.
Funnily enough, I was actually watching the draw. Live on this YouTube page. That was BL Sports Talks. They were actually showing you which groups were, and Kosovo actually went into Group B instead of Group A. I'm guessing there's some sort of link between Serbia and Kosovo.
I think it's to do with the wrestling links, mate.
I think it's between Azerbaijan and
that.
Oh yeah, that
What group's Ukraine in? What group's Ukraine in? Because it'd have to be split from them. That's all right. Because it'd be split from them too.
So are we all saying Spain and Sweden to go through? Well, Reece says Greece. I'm saying Spain and Sweden.
Yeah, I agree. Spain and Sweden.
Okay. Group D: France, Ukraine, Finland, Bosnia and Herzegovina, and Kazakhstan. Well,
I'm going the obvious. I'm going France and Ukraine.
Shevchenko
has turned Ukraine into an absolute force. In France, they've got 2 teams of quality. Frankly, it's inevitable.
Yeah, with Finland as well. When we played them in, it was either Nations League or Euro qualifiers, they did not impress me at all. They just couldn't break us down. Lots of possession football, nothing forwards. Timo Pukki just doesn't get enough service there, not enough strike force, and their defence, it can be broken very easily at times.
Yeah, I think the thing with Finland is that they got a red card against you really early on, and that kind of set them back, didn't it?
Yeah, they have a very poor temperament. As soon as that red card went in, even beforehand when we played in the reverse fixture, their defense it doesn't gel properly, and because there's nothing going forward, it's just a recipe for disaster for them.
Yeah, Kane and I have got the same wavelength here. Speaking of Kosovo, what stopped them going into Group A? I'm guessing the fact that Serbia are in there, and probably Azerbaijan as well, something along those lines. Sweden and Spain. This is Dan. Pete Shepherd, evening Pete, hope you're doing well. Spain sweeps that group, and Sweden will finish second. Greece will be third. And Tarun, I don't know what time it is over there. Borat says Kazakhstan for the win.
12:30.
Shane O'Donnell says France, Ukraine. Let's go into the other groups. We've done Group E, we've done Group C, we've done Group F. Group G, I think we've just discussed this one. Netherlands, Turkey, Norway, Montenegro, Latvia, and Gibraltar. I mean, Reece thinks Norway will top that group. I'm going to say Netherlands. Top.
I think Netherlands as well. I think they've got so much young talent going forwards, Promes, Memphis, players like that. I just feel like I think I can see a few goals, but I feel they'll scrape top of the group, to be honest.
Yeah, surely it's got to be Netherlands, because I'm not going to lie, but if they don't top the group, Frank de Boer is never getting a job in football ever again, quite frankly.
I agree. This could be a fun group. Group H, Croatia, Slovakia, Russia, Slovenia, Cyprus, Malta.
Say that again.
Croatia, Slovakia, Russia, Slovenia, Cyprus, Malta.
Slovenia and Croatia.
I'd say Croatia. Yeah.
Slovenia have got the best goalkeeper. Slovenia have got the best goalkeeper in world football. Frankly, they could just win 1-0 every time. All black and gold.
Oh, black, yeah, of course, yeah.
So they got a solid squad as well. Same with Slovakia. To be fair, it could go either way, but it's not going to be Russia.
I hope Slovakia finish bottom of that group and burn.
I think Russia could be up there. Russia might pip it. This is one of them teams who always seem to be able to grind out results. So they're a bit like you mentioned earlier about Sweden. I don't think the most entertaining to watch, but they just fight for everything. They're a horrible team to play against.
That is true. But the thing about Russia is it just concerns me their form after the World Cup, because they have really dropped off. They've struggled in fixtures.
They don't find taking jokes at the World Cup. Well, that's not confirmed.
Don't sleep.
Turkey.
Is that
Turkey?
Turkey. I like that. Croatia and Russia, says Chris. De Boer was sacked after 4 games at Palace. What possessed the Dutch signing him?
There was no one else available because Van Gaal probably said no.
He's retired though.
Shocking.
They'd still ask him, even though he's retired.
Croatia, Slovenia, says Shane. Croatia top, Slovakia or Slovenia. No one giving Russia a chance as well. Oh, Kane, Gibraltar and Russia to qualify.
I don't think. I agree with Nathan. I don't think Russia are good enough at all. They have dropped so badly in 2 years, and I'm like, I've seen nothing.
Were they not fun taking drugs though at the World Cup? That's sort of nice thing. I was like an investigation.
They were taking drugs at the Olympics. Football, we don't know yet.
That's very true. That is very true. But yeah, that's a group of like almost Balkan countries, isn't it? Croatia, Slovakia, Russia, Slovenia, Cyprus, Malta. It's basically
a group of bulks.
Wait. Have I got this on my phone? Let me see.
I think that'll generally be the most interesting group. I will always say that.
Just look at that, Lou. Look at all their flags.
I would tell them we could see it a bit more clearly.
Yeah, that is very true. Croatia's got quality across the pitch, says Pete Shepherd. Pete just wasn't arsed typing out Turkey itself.
He's got a fair point.
Coming back to Netherlands after Barcelona sack him.
No, I don't think he will. I think once Barcelona unfairly sack him, if they sack him now, then it's deserved. If they sack him at the end of the season, then it's just because they want a new president wants Xavi, which is a mistake as well. Yeah. I don't think Koeman will be back in a job for some time. I think he'll take a couple of years out of football.
That's interesting. Well, we'll see what happens. Yeah, I'm just getting the banner. I just forgot about that.
You just randomly turned on that.
Yeah, I literally just remembered this. Final group: Germany, Romania, Iceland, North Macedonia, Armenia, and Liechtenstein. I mean, I expect Germany to go through in that one.
Germany got to wipe the floor with that group. Hopefully.
They hope so. Yeah.
I hope so.
We're lucky
now.
now.
Flaming pick to win these.
Probably lucky now. I won't see Germany ever again.
You reckon Iceland are going to go on another mad run as well?
No,
I doubt it.
As long as they get England
I would like
in the
to
knockout
see that
stages.
I want to see the clap going on again. Yeah.
I'm all for something.
The clap is amazing.
Yeah, it was class. I would like to see
I'm all for something crazy. I wouldn't mind that at all. Like,
don't bite my head, Sicky.
The only thing that concerns me with Iceland is if you look at the team, the back line been refurbished for a bit. Aaron Gunnarsson, of course, is aging. Gylfi Sigurdsson is aging. They haven't really got anything coming through. Bodvarsson as well, getting old. Just nothing coming through.
Gylfi Sigurdsson fell apart. The guy's nowhere near as good as he used to be.
They don't have enough. They don't have enough. Frankly, the only way they'll get through is if everyone else falls around them and they just manage to cling on to results or they nick it at the end. I don't see anything for them. Frankly, I expect them to finish on 0.
Yeah, that is very.
But I would like to see it just for the entertainment of Iceland going through. I would love to see it, but I don't think they will. I don't think they will.
Mine depending on when the
Blue, white,
qualifiers
and
are
red.
as well.
I don't know what's happening to Barcelona, but I'm loving it. They just got beat by newly promoted Cadiz at the weekend.
I know what's happening to Barcelona, and it's beautiful.
Imagine Germany don't top that group. If Germany don't top that group, then Löw can just pack his bags and go.
Yeah,
exactly.
I'm actually surprised he's still there, to be honest with you.
Joachim Löw should have been sacked after the 2018 World Cup.
True. He's been there for 16 years, so how has he left?
They need to freshen it up, don't they, to be honest? I think it's kind of gone stagnant at Germany now. And it's not like they haven't got talent, because they have, but I think a new manager's surely on the cards.
Yeah.
There is other options available. I think they're going to wait till the end of the season. I still expect Joachim Löw to be in charge for the World Cup, but I think afterwards, it might be Jurgen Klopp. I think Klopp might take the Germany job before he decides, that's me, I'm finished. I think he'll take like a World Cup and a Euros, and he'll pass on like a phase manager. That seems logical for me.
Yep.
I really think they could go for the RB Leipzig manager personally.
Nagelsmann? No. He does not go to international football. He is no. He is banned. I'm banning him. I want him to stay in club football for a few reasons that we don't have to get into. Pete, I'm offended, you cheeky bugger. I'm offended.
You're not going to be friend. Let's go be friend today. Yeah. It's
because you're wearing that Santa hat in the dark, mate. No one likes that.
That is not. My bird just decided to fly on the top of my.
Taran, that is seriously not funny.
I have to go get them. 2 seconds. I'm just going to fall down.
To be fair, Taran has nailed it on the head. His final comment, he has nailed it on the head. To be honest.
Yeah, it was linked to Ollie. Yeah, I saw that one.
Liechtenstein to knock Germany out. Don't say that.
I'll never forgive him if that happens. I'll blame him.
If that does happen, though, that and Iceland going through, that'd be class. Iceland and Liechtenstein from that group, nobody would predict that.
To be fair, the third best teams stuff can still technically qualify, I think.
Yeah.
I think, mind you, that would probably be Germany's alternative.
I hope so. I really hope so.
Who's your favourite then for the World Cup?
Josh works for Babe Station.
That would not. Oh, give him a break. He's not making money. Sales have went down. Give him a break.
Dan, I used to like you, man.
That was the best game I watched at that Euro 2016. It was the best game.
Roy Hudson with hard tail corners.
England deserved it. The cocky gets. I'm sorry, but they were cocky going into the game. The pundits were cocky as per usual, and they got well and truly slapped.
Who remembers Harry Kane?
No. The one thing I remember about that game was Steve McLaren was doing it for Sky Sports News, and it's just the drop in his smile. He was just watching it, and then it's like, oh god. And then he was like, it's like Thorson that's scored as well, and that was a Joe Hart mistake as well. Answer a couple of questions to Nipun. I really hope so. I really hope Scotland will qualify. I hope all home nations qualify for World Cup. I think so.
I don't know. I don't know. It's. I think if Liverpool hadn't taken Klopp, I reckon he would have been the Germany manager years ago. If Liverpool hadn't taken him 5 years ago,
I didn't actually realize Löw had been there for 16 years. That's incredible.
Yeah, he was. Joachim Löw has not managed a club side since 2003. He joined the Germany setup 3 years later under Klinsmann, and they were unfairly screwed at that home World Cup. By the way, no way was that. No way that extended extra time, like the extra minutes added on. And two, I hate Oddo, and I've got Italian family. I hate the guy. It was never a goal, and it's the same for Grosso. The only good thing about that game was Pirlo.
Jurgen Klopp is Germany manager written all over him. Not yet, he doesn't.
I think he'll go to Germany once his contract's up with Liverpool.
Yes.
Yeah.
100%. The only option.
Who's
the
that?
Man literally Nagelsmann. The man makes me smile.
Nagelsmann.
Makes me smile. Oh yes. Well, he did say I'll be back earlier, so that makes sense. I'll be back.
I'll be back. I hope Josh doesn't have a ceiling fan.
Oh no.
No.
Nipun, I can't believe you just asked that question. No. There's only one answer. I want to shoot myself. I will never. And it's probably the same with Sophie because she's English. There is no way I'm cheering on England, and there is no way that Sophie would cheer on Scotland. So, hell no. The voices are out tonight. I must be the Pepsi Max.
Hello to George. Hello to George. Hope you're doing well. Laugh. The bird is killing me.
I thought he was on about me then at first when I read that.
Nah.
That's because it's too dark for him to see, Josh. Reece, if I said you had a pretty face, you'd have a bigger problem with it.
No, he's probably right.
No. Definitely not. I agree, Reece. Some of our fan base need drug-tested singing. It's coming home nonsense. Start of every tournament. I'm negative England fan. We are not winning anything.
You know who's to blame?
Adding on to that as well.
You know who's to blame? You know who's to blame for all of that? Like the whole England, it's coming home crap. Alan Shearer,
and co.
Gary Lineker, all of that. It's them because they always do it on Match of the Day. They're always singing it, and I'm like, what was the score?
Yeah,
always the same.
That's true.
To be fair, I said it last week. England they're the best team to qualify for a tournament. They're the best team to qualify for a tournament. No, he does not. No, he does not. No, he does not. That's really annoying me. They're the best team to qualify for a tournament, but they're not. They're just not good enough at international tournaments. I don't know what it is about England. It's like it's a mental block. Like something stops them.
Yeah, I think we become a bit too predictable. I think teams just learn how to play against us, and we don't have as a variety in our play. We don't have a plan B kind of thing, and Yeah, I think Southgate, he's tried. I'm not saying he hasn't tried, but I feel like we play the same old names, and I think it gets a bit predictable, like I say, and I think we need to mix it up a little bit. But that's where you need a good coaches. You need to bring on young players who you might feel will change the game. And I just feel like we've lacked that, really. I think we're a bit predictable at times, a bit boring.
I'm quite consistent. I don't rate several of your players. I don't rate Declan Rice. I don't rate Mason. I don't rate Pickford. That's true. I don't rate Mason.
Henderson should start for me. Henderson should start in goal for me.
For me, it's Pope.
Yeah.
I think Pope's at the minute, until Henderson has more experience, I think Pope's your best goalkeeper.
I think we agree it shouldn't be Pickford.
Yeah. I don't rate Pickford. I don't rate Mount. I don't rate Rice, and I don't rate Jack Grealish.
You don't rate Mount?
Of course I don't rate Mason Mount. You know I don't. You know I don't.
Get out.
Oh, stop being salty. Just because you had 7 contributions, we had 8.
You're lucky to be on this. You're lucky to be here today. So,
Josh,
Josh,
you do know that Gareth Southgate and Frank Lampard have made a love child, and his name is Mason Mount. And enough said.
Mason Mount has been one of our best players this season. Southgate plays him as a winger. Southgate is clueless. Lampard is the true man. How is he going to be the best out of Mason Mount?
I don't know what you're on, mate, but it's definitely not normal.
Cheers.
That's too much.
Honestly, like, what was it? Mason Mount had seven chances in 90 minutes. What was it? 7 chances in 90 minutes, and Bruno Fernandes had 8 in 45 minutes.
Yeah, I'm not saying. Now you're comparing Mount to Bruno Fernandes.
No, I'm just rubbing salt in your face. I'm just rubbing salt in your face because it's funny.
Reece, did you say you didn't like Jack Grealish? So you didn't rate him?
I honestly don't. I don't like his attitude as well. I thought like the way he played against West Ham, I felt was a disgrace. I thought he should have been sent off for like deliberate deliberate diving. I don't know why they don't send players off for that. Like they should, in my opinion.
Yeah, it used to be you get booked, didn't it? But it just doesn't seem to happen consistently. It seems to be certain players get punished. You know what I mean? But I think Grealish's quality though. It used to be. It's kind of turned my head a bit before. Like last season in particular, I was reluctant. I was saying, he holds onto the ball a bit too much. I felt he was going to get found out in the Premier League. I thought because he likes taking the touches. But I'll be honest, I think the way that he's carried Villa and the way that he's been the best player for England. I think over the last few games we've had as well. He's been the bright spot. I do rate him. I do think there's elements that are frustrating about him, like I say, holding onto the ball a bit too much.
Yeah.
But I do think he's talented, and I would definitely take him at United.
If he can prove me wrong, then I'll hold my hands up. If he can prove me wrong, I'll hold my hands up. But at the minute I'm just like, no, not at the moment.
Reece, dog, really? You had to put that up.
Hi, Amy.
Put what?
Yeah.
We know what it is. We know what it is.
Were you wondering about that?
He's got pictures of him looking. He's got pictures of him in a bloody dinosaur suit, and he's like Halloween. Like, this is my Halloween suit. Like, you got to put me in.
I have a big head, and I've got little arms. I'm Jordan Pickford. I've got little arms.
Oh, dog.
The Pickfordsaurus Rex. I don't know how he's still I don't know how he's England #1, and I don't know why he's playing for Everton as their main goalkeeper. It just baffles me.
He just seems like an absolute nutcase for me. He just seems like an absolute nutcase, like a lunatic when he's playing. He just seems to.
So rash.
I don't know. You see even like bits where the ball's nowhere near the goal and the camera pans to, and he's just like pulling stupid faces or doing some sort of mad movement. Like it's just crazy, and he's just always got that wild moment in him, and that's why for me you can't trust him.
Should have stayed better.
Yeah. I honestly.
Is Kepa better than Pickford?
Is Kepa better than Pickford?
That's a hard comparison, to be fair, because I think both are good shot stoppers. But like I said, they both got that tendency to do some crazy things, crazy mistakes.
Kepa can stop a shot if it's right at him.
At this moment in time, to be fair, you're right. Yeah.
Aye.
This is baldy 39-year-old Willie Caballero was trying ahead of him. Could have just summed up life.
Oh Christ, Dita! I remember Dida at Celtic Park. I remember he got carried off because some numpty
Threw a coin
ran
at
from
him.
ran it. Aye, that's right. That is right. But yeah, how can you go from Dida to Neuer to Casillas to Jordan Pickford? And look,
If they got the order, it would have been De Gea, it would have been Dida, Casillas, Neuer, Pickford. Although to be fair, it would just be Dida, Casillas, Neuer, and someone closely mentioned in closed brackets. It's not that I hate England.
No.
It's not that it's hatred.
Nipun. It's not hatred. It's your bloody pundits. Pundits alike. England are going to do this. England are going to do that. It drives me insane. Drives me insane.
Fair, that's how I feel as a United fan with the pundits and how they talk about Liverpool right now.
Yeah.
Like genuinely, that's a comparison I'll make. Like the way that Liverpool, you can't do anything wrong in a pundit's eyes. Like literally, you see, like Salah will dive and nothing said, and then someone else will dive, or you know what I mean? Or the VAR incident that's blown out of proportion because it's Liverpool. And it's not just Liverpool, it's whoever's on top, to be fair. At the moment, it's Liverpool. And I think as a United fan, and most other fans, to be fair, they feel like that. And that's how you feel towards England. There's a lot of bias in there in the media.
And it's also pretty noticed about ESPN. ESPN are the biggest culprit at the minute. 100% ESPN.
Oh,
I mean,
honestly, Reece, if you say the name Steve Nicol, honestly, that guy is just deluded as anything.
I mean, saying that as well, I remember when I was watching the World Cup, obviously, whenever other teams were playing, if there wasn't a match that was particularly interesting, instead of talking about that game, they would talk about England. It was completely ridiculous.
Yeah.
Even in the Wales coverage as well, 2016, they were talking about England. And when we played England in the past in like friendlies and stuff, they had on ITV as well. They had the full on like England intro overlays and stuff for a game that included both home nations. Completely abysmal.
Yeah, of course I would. Discreetly.
I would.
Yeah. I don't think you'd be like, you're coming to get an England shirt, and I'm not saying that, but I think, of course, like deep down, you'd want England to win if it benefited Scotland.
Jesus, you should see Eamon Dunphy and Liam Brady talk about Ireland. I know we're crap, but you'd think the pundits might at least try to big us up. Nah, Ireland are shite. I don't think they've scored. How many goals have they actually scored under that Stephen Kenny? I think it's one.
It's one, because I know they've gone 8 full hours without scoring a single goal, but it's not going to be many. His time's running out, hands down.
Yeah, I would agree. And also the fact they love to get a red card against Wales as well.
True.
Is that like 4 out of the last 6 meetings that have been a red card?
Yeah, I think so. It's very lively between the players. Off the pitch between the fans, it's completely fine because we share similarities with our dislike with England and stuff. But on the pitch, it's a completely different story. I mean, we've had James McLean, we've had Seamus Coleman, after Neil Taylor, and just a long list, quite frankly. And they also knocked us out of the last World Cup qualifiers, if you remember. I actually put it on my match preview for Cardiff Stoke earlier, so a little section about that.
It's true.
Right.
I also going back to Neepan's, he's put another question there saying if England winning benefited Scotland. England winning doesn't benefit Scotland at all. It only benefits England. Yeah. Like, Scotland have to rely on themselves. So frankly, if we want to benefit in football, we need to take the initiative and play better football. England benefit themselves just like Wales benefit themselves with Northern Ireland. They don't play for anybody else. They play for them.
That's a good point. Seamus Coleman. Right, we have to move on. And Champions League, we could potentially see Atletico Madrid and Real Madrid go into the Europa League on Tuesday or Wednesday. It's going to be very, very interesting. I mean, Nathan, if Atletico Madrid and Real Madrid dropped into Europa League, wouldn't that just sum up 2020 in a nutshell?
It would indeed. I mean, if you asked me that 5 years ago, I thought you were absolutely crazy with how the two teams are, especially even with Atletico Madrid at the moment, with the team they've got and some of the young players coming through. But, I mean, Real Madrid has been quite frankly shocking. So we could see an All-Madrid Europa League final, which is completely unheard of in essentially the dawn of time. And there are some great teams going down as well. I mean, you've got the likes of Ajax, RB Leipzig could be dropping out, or PSG if they don't sort things out. So lots of interesting ones there.
Yeah, that Manchester United group is just unbelievably tight. I mean, Sophie, how are you feeling going into Leipzig, knowing you only need a draw to qualify?
Like some Martial, Cavani, it worries you. This Pogba situation, it worries you. I think for any game at the moment, you can't go in confident as a United fan because you don't know what United team's going to turn up. So I'm just hoping that we turn up tomorrow. We only need a draw. I'm not saying I want us to sit and defend because we can't rely on the defence because we concede far too many goals. But I just want us to try and contain them, maybe hit them on the counter-attack. We know a draw is good enough. I don't think we need to panic. But I never feel truly confident going into any game at the moment as a United fan. I just simply can't. But yeah, I'm hoping this Pogba situation doesn't affect too much. And like I say, Martial, Cavani being out, hopefully Greenwood and Rashford can step up to the plate. But yeah, I don't think we need to panic. But it's just so frustrating to think that we're in this situation because of that stupid Demba Ba goal that I'm not even going to discuss. But it's the most embarrassing goal I think I've seen us concede. And obviously the one after it as well. But to think that stupid mistakes like that, it could have been so different right now. We've got to sort out our own mess, really.
Yeah, I mean, you had the chance to, put PSG right into the Europa League. They were in big trouble until they won last week. Reece, how are you feeling going into the Leipzig game?
It's two teams that I watch with a passion because I like watching both sides. Obviously, one of them I support, and the other I just admire for their brilliant style of play and setup. It's not going to be a draw tomorrow. Like that I can guarantee right now. There's not going to be a draw. But what I will say is, whoever gets the first goal wins this game. I don't see much else happening. I don't see much else happening except whoever scores first wins, unless by a stroke of luck something happens that changes the fortune. I think United are going to win this game regardless. I think they're going to win this game. But just like Sophie said, and she's spot on, you don't know what United team are going to turn up. Frankly, we're like Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde and all that. Like it's quite abysmal how much of a flip-flop team we are, and it doesn't help that we're a reactionary side. That does not help at all. Like, we're having to rely on conceding first to then go and win a game when we should just be taking games from the first minute and just controlling it from the start. I don't know, but it would be entertaining to see both Madrid clubs in the Europa League, but I think the team that's going to win that is probably AC Milan.
I think if you look at Leipzig as well. Sorry, Doug. I was going to say Leipzig. Obviously, we battered them first time round. That's not going to happen again. They're going to be up for this more than they would have been before. This is obviously still a big game for them as well. United in town, it's always like a cup final anyway. But the fact that we battered them first time around, they'll know that we're weakened this time around as well. We'll be there for the taking in their eyes. So it's going to be an interesting game. That's why I'm hoping we can try and catch them on the counter.
The interesting thing as well is we've got two strikers out in the sense, but they've got about 3 or 4 defenders out, including the key man of Meccano, who frankly United need to sign in January. God, that would be so good. The fact that they've got several key players out as well is going to make it an even more interesting game. We'll see how it goes in 24 hours time, but I'm still tipping that whoever scores first goes through, and I think they'll be United.
Hope so.
That's very interesting. Right, let's go into obviously all the groups. So as it stands at the moment, Bayern Munich 13 qualified. They've won their group easily. This is where it gets interesting. Atletico Madrid 6, RB Salzburg 4, and Lokomotiv Moscow 3. Now I'm going to count out Lokomotiv Moscow because they are not winning in Bayern. I will say that now. They're not winning in Bayern. Can anybody see RB Salzburg beating Atletico Madrid in Austria? Because I can.
I can.
Yeah. There's a possibility, but I don't think it's going to happen somehow.
Like, can we keep in mind, Atletico Madrid drew to Bayern Munich second team in Madrid. I don't know why Atletico Madrid aren't doing well in the Champions League.
I don't think they're focused on it in European football, mate. I think they're focused on getting the leagues there for the taking. I think they're more focused on taking the title back from their big rivals. I think that's what they're more focused on. In European football, it's just an opportunity.
if Salzburg score first, Atletico Madrid are in real trouble. Atletico Madrid are not good coming from behind. They have to score first in this game to win. But at the same time, Salzburg are an extremely Jesse Mersch is one of the most attacking managers you'll see in European football. That guy pushes literally every man forward, which will suit Simeone quite comfortably. I'm going to go for a boring Atletico Madrid Simeone 1-0 win, and I'll go through.
I think I was going to say I think Atletico will probably just nick it. Obviously, we've got lots of Suarez. I don't know. These kind of players they seem to turn it on when they need it the most, and I just feel like Atletico will see this one through. I think it'll be a tight game, though. I don't think they'll battle them by any means, but I think they'll just about have the quality to see it through.
It always comes back down to that. You've got the world's best defense versus a very formidable attack.
Yeah.
And 9 times out of 10 in European football, we see it when it comes to Atletico Madrid, it's the defense always wins. So I generally think they'll nick a goal. Felix he's been really good for them.
Yeah, Atletico Madrid have been very disappointing in this Champions League. There's no denying that. So let's see what some of you are saying about Salzburg. Shane O'Donnell is saying yes. Tarun is saying yes.
I'm going for a draw.
Through, but Daka will be threatening as always.
Mm-hmm.
Suarez will steal a penalty. Just watch. Josh, did you watch Atletico at Anfield last season? Granted, Adrian Gift wrapped 2 of them, but they can do it. Absolutely.
Well, on that comment, Atletico Madrid in Madrid should have hammered Liverpool. I think in the first 30 minutes they were all over Liverpool. And attacking wise, not even just in the defense. They went and attacked Liverpool. At Anfield, I think I hate to say it, but they got lucky. They did get lucky in the sense that they won that game, but that is how Simeone does it, and that's just the way the defensive manager does it.
Yeah.
But I think if you watch Atletico Madrid sometimes, someone probably here no one does, but they do. Simeone is slowly trying to make the team more attacking to score more goals, but obviously that his inner self says no, we must sit back and defend. But I just can't see with the formula in. They want to get at the weekend. They're a good form, and they've got really good experience in that squad. I feel like the experience of Simeone and the players will come together and be a very young and open Salzburg team.
That's Shane O'Donnell. That's my prediction. I've said 2 on Salzburg. I think they're going to do it. I've just got.
I'm going 1-1. I'm going 1-1 draw.
1-1 would send Atletico through. I hope Salzburg win, but I'm not a bit optimistic about it. Well, we'll never know. Dane Richards is in. Hello, Dane. 2-1 Atletico as well. Right, let's get to the next group. And I have to say, anything can happen in this one. So Group B, we have Borussia Mönchengladbach on 8, Shakhtar Donetsk on 7, Real Madrid on 7, Inter Milan on 5. Inter Milan plays Shakhtar. They have to hope Real Madrid lose to Borussia Mönchengladbach to basically go through. So they need to beat Shakhtar and hope Real Madrid lose. I'm going to say this now. I think Real Madrid will lose to Borussia Mönchengladbach. So I think Real Madrid will drop into Europa League.
I think so too.
I'm going 3-3 Borussia. I'm going 3-3 draw between Mönchengladbach and Real Madrid.
3-3?
It's going to be a high scoring draw. Yep, high scoring draw. And I'm going
3-3.
Shakhtar to win 3-2 right at the end.
Against
Inter Milan are finishing bottom.
Shakhtar to score 3 against Antonio Conte's defence.
Yeah, I'm bold, mate. I'm bold.
You are.
You are very bold. Nathan,
I think you stop being competitive.
Who's going through in that group then?
I think it's going to stay as it is. Gladbach and Shakhtar. I think,
Wow.
Gladbach are going to win this one 3-2 against Real Madrid, plunging them into the Europa League. I don't know, with the way Mönchengladbach have been scoring, 16 goals for, absolutely insane. I reckon, they should have that in the bag. And then Milan Shakhtar, tight.
Doug, did you say Shakhtar on 7 points?
Yeah.
So the two of 6 points came from beating Real Madrid both times. I think 1 point came against Inter Milan. Antonio Conte should be embarrassed that he's bottom of that group.
Yeah,
Conte should be embarrassed.
What's Conte ever done in European football? He's got one of the worst records as a manager in European football.
He should,
One
yeah,
of
but
them.
with that Inter Milan team he has, he should be embarrassed that he's bottom of that group and he has to rely on Madrid losing.
But
They should be run away on that group.
he's had a few draws, hasn't he? He drew with Mönchengladbach, and then I think he drew against Shakhtar, and they lost twice home and away against Real Madrid. I mean, anything can happen in that group. Sophie, what do you think is going to happen in that group?
I'll be honest, every time I've watched Real Madrid, I've not been impressed in the slightest. I just think they look absolutely awful. Lack of ideas, letting goals left, right and centre. I genuinely hope they don't go. I hope they drop into the Europa League because that's what they deserve, in my opinion. I think they've been awful. And for me, they're going to get what's coming to them. I can't see them getting through. I genuinely can't. So, yeah, it's definitely an exciting group, but it's Real Madrid, like I mentioned earlier. We said it, quality often comes out on top. They've definitely got the quality, but in the form that they're in at the moment and the way that they're playing, I just can't see it. I don't know where it's going to come from.
If they don't progress, Zidane's sacked.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's got to be up there, surely.
Yeah.
There is no way Florentino Perez will accept a Europa League tour, like a Europa League run. He won't care if they win it. He will not accept Real Madrid being in the Europa League. He will sack him the minute that game ends on Wednesday, whatever it is. He'll sack him if they don't go through. If they finish third or fourth, goodbye Zidane.
Sophie, do you remember when Man United fans wanted Zidane as manager?
Yeah, I do. Not all. Let me just confirm. Not all.
I never wanted him.
No, me. No, I didn't either. But to be fair, Real Madrid tried it, but I think they're just going to hold their hands up and say it failed because, like I say, it's the worst Real Madrid side I've seen for a long time.
But will Real Madrid turn up and Zidane see a tournament, or was that only because of Ronaldo?
I think, probably most likely Ronaldo. To be fair, no, like I say, he has got a quality, but that's where it has to fall on the manager because, like, all of a sudden they've just dropped off massively, and it's not even like a slight drop off. Like they literally look miles off it. It's awful. Like the football that I've seen is very much one-dimensional, running out of ideas. Like everything you would not associate with Real Madrid at the moment, and that's why I think Zidane deserves the criticism.
Yeah, Cian, that comment. If you had said to me at the start of the Champions League, I would have said immediately Real Madrid and Inter Milan to go through, and probably Borussia Mönchengladbach and Shakhtar to be, third and fourth. It's upside down. Who would have thought? Who would have thought that Mönchengladbach and Shakhtar would be first and second, Real Madrid and Inter Milan are third and fourth? Quite unbelievable, really. Quite unbelievable.
To be fair, in my predictions for the groups, I put Mönchengladbach to finish second.
I thought Gladbach would do well as well. I mean, who was it? They got form up front. Lots of goals in there.
Thuram up front is unreal.
Play as well, he's very good.
Yeah.
And they've got somebody else who the name is running away from me.
It's another French lad.
Yeah. They've got a good front three as well. Nipan's asking, Sophie, would you take Zidane at United?
No. On what basis? I think, like I just mentioned, the way Real Madrid are playing. No, definitely not. But I'm not only out.
Cian has just said, no United fan should want Zidane at United. He's an absolute fraud.
Yeah.
Yes, mate.
Can I just say, just on the comment, that this game means stuff, but we also have to remember Messi and Ronaldo will be on the same pitch tomorrow. It's an absolutely meaningless game in terms of who goes through, but still Messi and Ronaldo
they'll be on the same pitch. You think they'll be on the same pitch, but one of them will. The other will be tucked home in his bed in Barcelona.
Messi.
Yeah, he won't play.
I think they'll both play. Let's go to Manchester City's group. Nothing really to decide here. I think it's mainly to top the group. Man City 13, Porto 10, Olympiacos and Marseille are on 3. But the problem with Marseille is they're away to Man City, so they're not winning that one. And Olympiacos have got Porto.
I don't know. Didn't Marseille beat Man City last time out? Didn't they not beat them last time out?
3-0 Man City, I think it was.
I was going to say, I don't think they did. But City they're already through, like you say. Obviously a big game at the weekend. Could drop
They'll
a few
make
players.
changes.
Yeah, you can't write Marseille off. To be fair, they're not a bad side.
Yeah.
I don't
And
think that one's all done and dusted. To be fair, I really don't.
They've got a good manager as well. Like, he didn't get enough. Fair enough, he wasn't exactly that great at Spurs or Chelsea, but for what he's done in football, like, Villas-Boas is still a decent manager. I would think Marseille could get something if they get at them for the beginning. I think they could get something.
Messi's not going to City. He's not. He is not going to City. There's been lots of talk about PSG potentially.
Man City won't pay someone 650 grand a week. No way.
Chance.
No way. Liverpool's group. Liverpool have won the group with 12 points. Atalanta and Ajax both meet to decide who goes into the Champions League next round and who goes into Europa League. And FC Mitchell on their own 1 point as well. Nathan, Atalanta or Ajax? Who's going through?
Atalanta, they've got it. They're going to do it for the second or third time in a row. Ajax, I think they're going to go for a Europa League in this one. And they'll get further in that money.
Ajax, obviously, the lost and debate. They just don't look quite at it in the Champions League this season. Not to what obviously we compared to the last few seasons. I agree. I think Atalanta seem like a team on the up at the moment. So I think they'll just peep it. I'd like to see Ajax go through though. Yeah.
Josh, Ajax or Atalanta?
I think Ajax just don't look like the same team. They're not as good on the eye as much. They lead quite a few goals. Atalanta have been on a bad run of form. They lost 2-0 in Serie A at the weekend. But one thing you'll always know about past series, Atalanta team is that he will never lose 3 games in a row. He's never lost 3 games in a row as Atalanta manager. And that will keep going, and he will beat Ajax, and they will go through. And I think going through to the knockout stages for the second year in the Champions League with that squad on his budget is absolutely remarkable.
Yeah, definitely. Kian, what
not
are you
very
doing
many.
Not very. Ajax and Atalanta to be deducted 10 points each, and Michelin to go through in what the pundits will call point gate. Oh my goodness! I mean, to be fair, Kian, you're very, very funny in the comments.
I have to say, if Atalanta do go through, the fact that if they go through, it was because they went to Anfield and bet Liverpool 2-0 was incredible.
It was. Yeah, they played very well that night. Let's go into your group, Josh.
Can we just say, though, the Atalanta celebrations on that second goal kind of made me tear up a wee bit. It was so emotional and so good just to see the passion they have. My bird is munching around my headset here.
Atlanta are definitely going through anyway. They're definitely going through.
Yeah, Josh, your group is obviously Chelsea 13, Sevilla 10, Krasnodar 4, and Rennes 1. You've got Krasnodar at Stamford Bridge. Are you expected to win that one, do you think?
No, because Campus playing. Lampard confirmed Campus playing. We've lost.
Oh, that's going to be I might just watch that game then.
No, it's going to be Kepa, Azpilicueta, Tomori, Rudiger, Emerson, Billy Gilmore, Mateo Kovacic, Mason Mount, a youth right winger, Tammy Abraham, and another youth winger.
All I heard there was flop, blah 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 blah. Kovacic, your best midfielder, a player I don't rate, Abraham, and a few other players. Like, to be fair, like, you could virtually just play a bunch of nobodies and you'll still win 3-0.
Kepa will make a mistake. I think Kepa's going to make a mistake.
Oh yeah, he will. He'll make a mistake.
Only if Petr Cech is registered for the Champions League squad. Only if Petr Cech was registered for the Champions League squad. But he's only with the Premier League squad. So
it's so funny if you ended up playing at some point this season. Petr Cech back in goals.
Cech will play this season. Petr Cech will play this season. He will play this season.
Will he play against Arsenal?
He will play. You
must be completely bonkers if you think. You must be bonkers if you think Petr Cech is going to play. I don't see it, to be honest. I really don't.
He will. He'll play the last game of the season when Chelsea have won the league, and he'll be captain and lift the title off the bridge.
Yeah. You're not winning this. You're not winning the league.
No, not
Yeah,
with Mason Mount
absolutely.
in there anyway, Josh, being as though you're a big Mount fan.
Absolutely. Sophie, you're going to have to head off, aren't you?
I am. I do apologise, guys, but it's been a great stream. It's been nice to talk about teams other than just Manchester United for once. It's been nice to get there, talk about the World Cup, something to look forward to, definitely. But yeah, thanks for having me on. I appreciate it. Nice to meet you all as well.
No,
I've been waiting ages for this one, so this is the best part.
Yeah, to be honest, Reece has been waiting to obviously speak to you as well. So, yeah, I think it's been great to have you as well.
One of my favorite YouTubers.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I appreciate it. Hopefully we'll work again in future, but it's been enjoyable. Have a lovely evening, everyone. Take care, and I'm sure I'll speak to you soon. And obviously go and subscribe to Doug's channel as well. Good content. Go and subscribe to his channel. Support the
Hairdryer
movement.
Treatment.
And Hairdryer Treatment, of course. I'd appreciate that. Guys.
Yeah.
But yeah, thanks for having me.
Go over to Hairdryer Treatment. Also, go and follow Ladies in Red on Twitter as well.
Right.
So
yeah. Thank you, guys.
Get on there. Thank you, Sophie. Cheers.
Thank you. Take care. Bye.
See you later. Bye. There we go. That was lovely to have Sophie on. Absolutely lovely to have her on. So let's go into Dortmund's group. So it's Dortmund 10, Dortmund 10, Lazio 9, and Club Brugge 7, and Zenit 1.
Lazio have to go through. Lazio have to go through here. They have
Come
to
on,
go
Mignolet. Come
If
on,
Lazio don't
Mignolet.
go through there, that's a massive failure.
Come on,
I
Mignolet.
don't think they'll let it slip. I think they'll go through. I'll be interested to see if Dortmund don't progress here. That would be hilarious because it's still possible for Dortmund to not progress here. But I think we can all comfortably say Dortmund should be winning this group far more easily, but they've got such a ridiculous manager.
Yeah. A routine 3-0 win for Chelsea becomes a 4-3 loss when Kepa starts.
Keane knows.
Yeah, quite actually.
Stop it, Josh. What number will Peter check where? He's got no squad number listed officially. I'd give him 407 personally to mark his age.
He does have a squad number.
41.
25? No, not 25.
99. No, 99.
99.
That makes sense.
Hello?
He is a bloody pensioner.
He's following me again. Hello,
BBL. Hope you're doing well. Matters deserves a
Follow
start
me again,
for real.
This guy.
I
You could
hope
even
not
see
to
Lord
this.
Lingard get a run.
I hope not. For my own sanity, I hope not.
Finishing bottom.
Zenit finishing bottom, yeah.
That for me is the biggest shock of the group.
Yeah, I agree. They've just not been at it. Just not been at it. But then again, I suppose if you have Lord Lovren in your team, then he let's be honest, he is the best defender in Europe.
Oh.
According to him, of course.
Dog, just shush.
Every club in that group is a former Red. Shan at Dortmund, prick.
Shite.
Lucas at Lazio, legend.
Shite.
Mignolet at Bruges, and the world's best centre half at Zenit. This group has been a mind melt for me.
All shite.
Nah, Lucas Leiva has got one of the best
he's done well
memes.
he's done well for Lazio. I'll give him credit, but to be fair, he's also got Alberto and Sergei Milinkovic-Savic around them, who are absolutely lethal when they get the ball.
Hello. I'm gonna butcher this name. Sorry, Dupe. Nice to see you. I've seen you on Dominic Rich's, and I've seen you on Dominic Rich's channel before. So welcome. And then he's like, "OMG, I've actually seen your channel before."
Everyone takes the piss out of Lovren because Lovren's
everyone's seen me do
pish.
Premier League predictions.
Everyone takes a piss at Lovren because he's pish. Who's dead? Who's frozen?
I think both of them are gone.
Classic.
Start frozen again, almost.
I'm back.
Yeah, I thought you
I'm
frozen
back.
again as
Everyone-
well, Josh, for a second.
He's got to defend
What do you
Dejan
expect?
Lovren, so he's.
What do you expect when you have Dejan? I am the best defender in the world. Lovren at centre back. Yeah, absolutely.
I would like to know how he believes he's the world's best centre back, because there's nothing about his game that can convince anybody that he's even in the top 50.
I'd even say
What's-
Phil Jones is better than him.
Yeah.
Imagine Phil Jones and Lovren in a back four.
Comedy Central,
Carnage.
mate. Comedy Central.
Oh no! Sorry, I might be going a wee bit. I might be going a wee bit weird here. But Kepa in goal, and then a back four of like David Luiz, Dejan Lovren,
Oh,
Phil
I think you just
Jones.
wound up Josh.
And Marcus Alonso as well. Marcus Alonso.
Marcus Alonso.
No, I can go one better. I
Go
can
on.
go one better. A back five. Back
Oh,
five.
Josh is gone. I think I pressed them off.
A back five, guys. Here we go. Kepa in goals. Bellerin and Alonso at wing back.
Oh no.
And then a back three of David Luiz, Lovren, and Phil Jones. There you go.
That's appalling.
That would be the most shithouse back five of
It
all
would be.
time.
Josh, did I piss you off there?
I was on my connection decided to die, so I don't know what happened.
Oh, right, I see.
We literally
I see.
just said what would be the worst defence you could put of the current players. So I put a back five of Kepa in goal, Bellerin and Marcus Alonso as your wing backs, and then in the three centre back positions, Lovren, Phil Jones, and David Luiz. Let's see how he reacts, boys.
Oh,
Marcus Alonso,
absolutely.
Kepa. Oh,
We broke him, boys. We broke him.
Right, we
Okay.
have to.
The fact that Marcus Alonso makes our Champions League bench makes me cringe enough. Never mind him actually playing in our team again.
Could be worse. It could be Yuri Zhirkov. Back from the
true.
dead.
That is very, very true. Right, we have to move on. And Nathan will be pretty happy about Cardiff City quite recently.
I am absolutely. What have you done to Neil Harris's head?
He's been
That's abuse. That's abuse to
Oh,
thin people.
Oh gosh!
Look what they've done. Like,
Don't get BBL and Nathan on your back, Josh. But
he's
no,
well beefed. What's he been eating?
But all serious.
Nathan loves me too much.
Yeah.
But in all seriousness though, what a win at Watford.
Absolutely superb. Couldn't ask for anything better. Everyone played well in that one. Just fantastic. Kiefer Moore, I believe he's 5 of 5 now. 7th or 8th goal of the season, up there on top scorers. Can't ask for anything better. Tricky tomorrow at Stoke, and then Saturday, I'll just leave it there. It's the big one.
Oh, it's a big one. It's the derby. It is the
It is.
biggest derby in Welsh football.
I think you'll lose tomorrow again. I think you'll lose against
No.
Stoke. I think you'll
Yeah,
lose against Stoke. But
I've gone for a draw.
you will instantly respond against Swansea.
Good
Is it
Instant
at
man.
home,
response.
Nathan?
It is at home.
Michael O'Neill's Red and White Army.
I mean, we saw it all with Michael O'Neill and Neil Warnock the other day, with Warnock complaining about the changing facilities at the Britannia, or whatever it's called now.
Warnock is a strange human being. I don't know how he's still living.
Wow. I absolutely
How's he
love
still
the guy.
manager? I should just retire.
Exactly. The man's a dinosaur and he's kicked out of football.
Apparently, he has a house in Glasgow. Apparently.
Oh, that's a shame.
Yeah, because I think he was
random
going to the Hearts job, wasn't he? I believe.
He was close. He was close to getting the
Oh,
Hearts
Hearts!
job.
Oh, him and Hearts? Oh, no. Oh,
If him and Hearts, man, that would be absolutely hilarious.
To be fair, we'd be better than him, and it would be better with him than Robbie Nielsen. Let's put it that way.
Nah, they'd be better off with Neil Lennon, mate.
No.
How's he not been sacked yet? How
He'll
has
get
he not
sacked.
been
He'll
sacked
get
yet?
sacked soon. I thought he was going to get sacked after Milan went out and tore them a new one when they came back. I thought that was like Milan went 2-0 down in that game, and I was like, "What the hell is going on? This is abuse." And then they just turned around and were like, "Yeah, that'll do." And then St Johnson, good old St Johnson.
Yeah,
St. Johnson should have won it. That was a really dumb goal to give away.
Yeah, they should have done.
So
right.
yeah, like
Reece, I have to ask you this, right? I want you to answer this in a non-biased Rangers way. When I was speaking to my friend, was the game Celtic still have in hand and the Old Firm derby coming? Do you count the league is over, or do you think Celtic can still bring it back, especially if they bring in a new manager and get rid of Lennon?
I think it would be. I don't know if I can be unbiased here. In all fairness, right, I've been waiting for this for years. Yes, I've been waiting for this. I've been waiting for this for years, for when Celtic finally suffer what I've suffered. But bastard! That's exactly what I said. That's exactly what I said.
Bellerin.
That's what I said.
Yeah.
Bellerin and Alonso. I don't think the Old Firm derby is relevant. I think even before it gets to that game, I think the league is done. I think because there's no winter break, Rangers don't need it. They're flying in every competition. They're extremely consistent.
Yeah,
they've got a strong squad in terms of depth as well. It's all quality, and it's got leadership as well, which Celtic are lacking at the moment. And I don't see Celtic turning that around. I think Celtic's time is finally up, and Rangers' era of dominance is going to return. And it's about bloody time. I've waited far too long. I've been waiting 9 years.
I have to say, like, Rangers have been fabulous all season. I think the thing with Celtic is that they're spoilt brats.
Yep.
In all honesty, obviously, I'm one to obviously praise Rangers, etc. But Celtic have been absolutely atrocious this season.
Yes, and last season as well.
Did you see the fans trying to attack the team bus as well? I mean, what's that all about? It
doesn't surprise me. Like, that's how toxic it is right now at over at Celtic, and it's absolutely fantastic.
Yeah,
it makes me laugh.
Nathan, obviously.
When situations get to, like, listen, football, with any team, you never ever see a manager be able to turn such a toxic situation around. It is incredibly difficult, even in the Scottish League, with that squad Neil Lennon has, how Neil Lennon turns the changing room and the fan base around. It just seems like it's too big of a problem that Neil Lennon can turn.
Rangers will go unbeaten. They could possibly do that.
100%.
But look at the Scottish Premiership. You got Jay Hart. I haven't seen
Bundesliga
you.
Over the Scottish Premiership.
Haven't seen you for ages, my friend. Hope you are doing well. Hope you're keeping safe as well.
It's totally different quality. That's abuse. Going Bundesliga over the Scottish League.
Nipun, it's the same club. It's not the Rangers. It's Rangers.
It's funny how it says the Rangers, right? But it's also, if you look at the title, it's also called the Celtic Football Club as well. And yet Celtic fans have a right go at you.
Yeah, apparently. So, moving back to Cardiff, can you keep this winning momentum up, do you think?
I think we've got to, because, I mean, Harris is definitely going to drill it into them, because we're only 3 points away from the playoffs now. We got to keep building onto it, especially with the absolute rubbish starts to the season we did have, even though some will say it has been all right. And I think that the people who are calling for Harris's head so early, considering there is no one else there, and we've had a bit of bad luck with injuries and everything, I think they're absolutely crazy, quite frankly. He is the best man for the job, and I think he's going to get us at least into the playoffs again. So
we have a goal at the Amex. Have a goal at the Amex. Brighton have gone ahead of 1-0, apparently.
Who are they playing? Southampton?
Yeah. Pascal Gross penalty. Oh, there we go.
I still think Southampton are going to win that, to be honest. I think they'll win it. They're not exactly easy to beat. But mind you, same for Brighton, but I just think Southampton are a much better side.
I mean, Nathan, the last couple of Welsh derbies have not been the best, have they?
Well, last time it was a 0-0 draw, very close. Callum Patterson hitting the bar, of course, in the last few minutes. Forward actually going. I believe, he hit the bar and Hairdryer hit the post. Very neck and neck. And not only that, they didn't release the remaining family stand tickets, so they didn't even sell out the stadium. Then Ben Wilmot in the game before that. Absolutely crazy, that is.
That is extremely bonkers. How's Arteta not been sacked, people?
Remember the most important quote of the season. Arsenal do have enough to survive, yes. That's just. In all fairness.
Here's a tough question for Nathan. Who's been your player for the season so far?
I think the whole squad. There hasn't been an individual player. I think from my observation, it's been the overall squad.
It's been different players, different games. Kiefer Moore, top scorer by far. I think he could be the first one who could break through 20 goals a season in almost 10 years, replacing Jay Bothroyd and Peter Whittingham, RIP, of course, right there. But there hasn't really been one stand-up player. Been strong in the middle, but the main two, God, Harry Wilson, Kiefer Moore, and
is he on loan?
Rolls.
Is he on loan?
Harry Wilson's on loan.
Frankly, if Cardiff have got brains, they'll sign him because Liverpool won't use him.
No, I think we should. But the question is, how much is he going to be? Because we want to sign Shea Ojo on a permanent as well. I believe another Liverpool loanee who is absolutely phenomenal in the last 5 games. Can't thank him enough there. He's
far better at Cardiff than he was up here.
Oh yeah,
I'll say
he
that.
Wasn't great at Rangers.
He
wasn't great at Rangers.
And it's the sort of team he fits into as well. He is lower end Premier League quality at the moment. And not only that, I've got to say, Jordi Osei-Tutu, we got to get him on a permanent when he's back from fitness as well, because he's been out for a few months. So really important.
Is there anybody in the league that you think would be a good addition to your squad that you think might? Obviously, because you don't exactly have a big budget, so relatively speaking, based on budget-wise, is there anybody that you think, even as a short-term deal or even as a loan, that you think might benefit your squad? I still think you're going to get the playoffs, so is there anybody that you think, perhaps?
Yeah, to push further up, I mean, either way with the squad we got, it's definitely playoffs-worthy now, especially with the way we've been building and how other teams are going to drop off. Mm-hmm. But I don't know, I really think we should cancel the Benkovic loan, because we are not going to use him. He has not played a single minute of football, and he's been there since September, October. It's not gonna happen. So I reckon cancel that loan, send him back to Leicester, and then get another loan signing in midfield. I reckon, even though that has been really strong, either that or get another winger. So you have Ojo on the right. Even though that Mark Harris, youngster, of course, he's been on loans to the likes of Wrexham. He went to Newport County as well. He's been fantastic recently. But if we can get a left winger from the Premier League, I think that's sorted. We have the best front four in the Championship.
Yeah, it's fair. I'm trying to think about I'm just trying to think about left wingers in the league that might be a benefit to you. Dan James. Dan James. Preferably. There isn't, and that's not me ridiculing him. That's the fact is I'd actually like him to be in the Championship just so he can actually improve better as a modern winger.
To be fair, I really rate Dan James as a player, especially everything he's done for Wales as well. But I can't see
He's not the best. He's not the best. He needs a loan somewhere to improve. I'm trying to think. There's a young.
Seamus.
Who's the young winger that plays for Bournemouth? Plays in the left-hand side.
Brooks? Yeah, Brooks?
Yeah. No. He's the right winger. Twat.
Stanislas.
No, the young lad. Stanislas is about the same age as me. He's ancient.
I'll have a look now.
Am I thinking of Bournemouth? Am I thinking of Norwich who's got the young, like the really young? No, it's Cantwell. That's what I'm thinking of.
Caldwell.
I don't think. With the
he's going to be a top quality sign for anyone soon.
He will. But going back to what you were saying, though, I really don't think that if Bournemouth with the player you're on about, and same with Cantwell, I cannot see Bournemouth or Norwich.
Oh God!
That is horrible.
Oh man,
jeez.
Oh God!
To any animal lovers in this chat, we are only having a joke.
We are only having a joke.
We do not promote Santa's helpers being hit by planes.
Yeah. Good evening to Seamus. Let me know what you think about Republic of Ireland's group.
We
have to move on.
Seamus. Don't reply, Seamus. Don't reply.
We have to move on. Can Chelsea and Spurs keep up with Liverpool and Manchester City?
Yeah, that's right. Just leave one club out. Bias. No,
I don't think you'll go that far. I don't think you'll go that far. Oh, well.
The only one I can really see happening
aren't you?
is, quite frankly,
I think if you have to put who's going to be in there, I'm not sure. Like, you would expect once they eventually hit the ground running, you'd expect Man City to be in the top three.
Yeah.
I don't think Liverpool are still favourites to retain the title. They're still favourites. I wouldn't write Man United off. They've got a good chance if they maintain consistency. Chelsea as well. I'm not going to knock Chelsea. They've been playing very well as of late. I just think the way they've drilled into that mentality. Yeah, I think they're drilled in that mentality. I think the title's going to White Hart than the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, and they also White Hart Lane because it's a much better stadium. I think the title is generally going to Spurs, and I know what's his face won't like it, but I think if they manage to keep Liverpool quiet when Liverpool plays Spurs, whenever that's coming up, I think if Liverpool are kept quiet by Tottenham, if Tottenham get a result, even if it's a draw, I think Spurs will probably win this league. But I want United to win the league, but I think it'll be between Spurs and Liverpool, to be honest, in the top two. But we'll see.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Depends with injuries as well at the end of the day.
Yeah,
it does. Like one injury to Heung-min Son or like a Harry Kane, then I think they are
Son for me. Son's the difference for me. Son's like they can lose Kane because they've still got Vinicius in there, and he's a very good player. He's underrated. But I think if they lose Son, they're hammered because Bergwijn isn't good enough.
And not only that, we've seen it before where Harry Kane's got injured. I mean, he spent most of last season on the injury bench as well, and we've seen it in previous seasons before that. Spurs can manage without Harry Kane easily. I mean, you got the likes of Bergwijn, Laura, him and Son, Vinicius, as you just said. So there's just. I like
the fact he's sort of been moulded into he plays similar to like Terry Sheringham, like this sort of season, like how Sheringham played for United in the 99 season. Like he's playing as like that 9.5 role, like the attacking midfielder, centre forward type role, where he's dipping back and forth creatively going forward. I think that makes Harry Kane more dangerous than ever. But Son's just on a totally different level. Like he's unreal. He's unreal. He'd be perfect for any club.
Shane Duffy. Absolutely, equal. Shane Duffy. Don't get drunk amongst your friends, kids. Spurs as a butler, they'll probably lose the league in the last game. Yeah, you're very.
The only way Spurs so does Calvert-Lewin. The only way Spurs will bottle it is if they go on a mad run in like January and February. But I don't see it happening. I just think Mourinho's got that team so well drilled. The way they're playing, they could have like their typical 30% possession and they're still hard to beat. It's anyone's game. It's not finished yet. United are still in this title race, even though folk have put them out. Wolves, I don't know. I wouldn't expect to see Wolves in there. Everton, they're done. Everton have faded already. Who else?
Yeah.
Chelsea are no. I don't think so. I don't think they're consistent enough at the back. Although they've got a fantastic goalkeeper.
They're finished though.
Yeah. I think Chelsea and Man United will decide who wins the title, I think.
Yeah.
I think it'll be done. I think Man United and Chelsea will decide it. Because they'll be hunting for it, and you can't. And when they're at their absolute best, they're hard to beat. So we'll see. It's anyone's ballgame.
We have forgotten about Arsenal as well, but personally for me, I can't see them getting out of the top 10.
I love this guy.
I mean, saying that as well, I was watching. I think who was it? Troops or Claude saying it.
Both of them, probably.
DC. Arsenal are in danger of being the next Leeds. Quite frankly,
yes.
Going down to the Championship and staying there, or even League One, if it's not bad enough. I mean, I was playing Football Manager; it actually happened on there. They dropped down to League One, and now they're a mid-table Championship side, struggling to get back to the Prem. I think it could happen.
It's incredible, isn't it?
Yeah,
I think if the thing stays they are, Arsenal will sack Arteta by New Year's Day. If it stays this way, New Year's Day, he will be gone.
Mm.
They've got a really hard run in. Have you seen their next 4 games?
I have, and I don't think they're getting a single point, to be honest. I think they're going to lose all 4. But the problem with Arsenal is they've got such a fantastic team, but they're not gelled at all. They're not a unit anymore. It's like watching. Try putting who's the best team to explain here? It's like watching Barcelona at the minute.
Mm-hmm.
There's no substance. There's no style. It's the 44 chances created as well, and the whole season alone. That's embarrassing. I think Arteta will get sacked off a club in the relegation zone. I think it'll be Sheffield or whoever it is they haven't played yet that will sack him.
If it's Sheffield United, that's just embarrassing, especially with everything that's going on with them.
They're getting relegated as well. They have had the worst start to the season of any Premier League team in history as well. I have no hope for them.
Yeah. Josh, do you agree with Nipon's comment there that Chelsea are going to be the team that gets Arteta sacked?
He'd love it.
I think we'll beat Arsenal 3-0. I think we'll beat Arsenal 3-0 at the Ridge. I think we'll hammer them. Definitely.
I'm gonna go one further, mate. I think you're gonna batter them 6-0. I think you're gonna batter them.
I was thinking that.
I don't think Arsenal stand a chance. Yeah, I think it's going to be a high-scoring massacre.
The thing is, if you look at it from how they've been in like recent years as well, where under the likes of Wenger, and then you've got what's his name, Unai Emery. Looking at their football, they always kept on going about the defence. They had loads going forward. And some in midfield. We'll just leave it at some. But going back in defence, it was absolutely abysmal, quite frankly. But now it's the complete complete opposite in a way.
I never liked him as much. I don't think he embedded himself in properly. But I felt like Unai Emery would not let this happen to Arsenal. It's quite embarrassing. They can't afford any one of them. They can't afford them.
No.
There is so much wrong. There's so much wrong. Top 4 for getting relegated, yeah.
Top 4 for getting relegated, yeah.
Crystal Palace 7th. Crystal Palace 17th. Sheffield United bottom, and then West Brom 19th, and then the other team in there just above them.
Guys,
they're missing Fulham.
Was that Arsene Wenger's 1,000th game in charge of Arsenal? The 6-0 drubbing.
It was.
I think so.
Yeah.
It was his 1,000th game and they got absolutely slaughtered. To be fair, I can remember a better game. I think it finished 8-2, but correct me if I'm wrong.
I remember us beating Arsenal 5-1. 5-1 in consecutive seasons.
Well, to be fair, who hasn't?
True. True.
They are so bad in every department. And see, the worst thing is, I put a tweet up the other day just to take the piss. It was Tony Kroos this season has gotten jabs on this platform by Aubameyang, but at least the difference is Tony Kroos has been consistent at the top level, whereas Aubameyang's in a shower of shite called Arsenal.
Oh, very good. Very good.
And it's so true. It's so true.
Lampard and Ollie have at least managed a club before, even if it is small ones. You expect someone who sets up cones during training to carry a big club like Arsenal is just stupid. Yeah, absolutely.
I would like, and I'm saying this now, but in terms of the Premier League, no one in their right mind wants, even though it's hilarious, you don't want Arsenal to get relegated because they're still one of the big teams in the Premier League-ish. You still want that turning up where you can just slaughter them and banter their fans every week. But
yeah,
the way it's going, it's down to their owners. Like, their ownership is so bad. Yeah. And it's going to end up, they're going to end up in such a dire situation that they will not come back from. And I agree with Nathan's comment earlier, the next Leeds. I would go one further. I would go one further than that, mate. The next Notts County.
Oh.
Wow.
That's a bold statement there, mate.
I
want to see Arsenal relegated. It'll be hilarious.
I don't want to see them. I want to see them suffer every season in the Premier League at that expense. But if they go down, I would love it because it'd be hilarious. But you don't want the so-called bigger teams to go down. The only big team I want to go down is Liverpool, but that's for in Leeds. But that's personal reasons. I love bantering and Arsenal fans, so I want them in the league.
I mean, me and BBL discuss this all the time, but we really want to see a top 6 team relegated just to show what a true crisis looks like. Because missing out on the top 6, as far as we're concerned, because we've seen it all as Cardiff fans. I mean, BBL's seen it with Cardiff almost dropping out of the Football League. Not finishing in the top 6 or top flight of English football is not a crisis. Getting relegated from the 3rd division is a crisis.
Going to the Conference League is when you officially are no longer a football club.
I guess so,
of acceptance, you're like, bye. I wonder by the time Salford get promoted to the Premier League, will Arsenal be in League One?
Championship.
By the way, why are mountains so funny? Because they're hill areas.
No.
Moving swiftly on.
That joke was
Manchester
as good as
Derby.
Arteta's coaching.
Manchester Derby is coming up, and Ollie has a very good record against Pep. So, can you see Ollie beating Pep again, Reece?
I actually think United are going to win 3-1.
Wow.
Yeah. I honestly think that United will take their chances. We're not exactly the best at converting chances, but we do have the best attacking midfielder in the league. With 36 goal contributions in 38 games says it all. I don't see the only way that we'll lose is if Bruno Fernandes gets injured. I generally don't think we're losing against Man City. I don't even think we're going to drop points.
There's been an equaliser at Amex, and it is 1-1. And Vestergaard has scored. Oh shit! He's on my bench.
Come on!
I didn't expect that.
Thank you, Southampton.
He's on my bench. Vestergaard.
He's in my starting lineup.
Damn it! Nathan, how do you see the Manchester Derby going?
I think it's going to be tight somehow. Ollie,
Nathan, you're so wrong, mate.
No, I'm not. I'm really not. I've seen it all with Ollie in the golf car.
He's actually put Kevin De Bruyne over Bruno. What the?
Oh
No. If you've watched this
Right.
season alone, mate, honestly, you would know. He has not been the same player since last season. He hasn't been the same player in a while. And for a player his quality, it is quite alarming.
Yeah, but
Aye.
Manchester Derby, I'm going to go 2-1 Man City, I think.
What?
Ooh.
2-1 Man City.
I thought I liked this guy.
Yes, I don't know. Pep's going to
Here's-
have a fibre. They need to start rising up the table, and I think they'll just have enough.
Alan Mc... That's,
Alan
quite
Is that a
Yeah.
compliment or a?
that's an interesting one. Alan McInally. Take it whichever way you want. I mean, you're younger. And
True.
far less uglier.
Very true. If I made De Bruyne my captain, Robertson was my captain, and bloody Adama Traore my vice captain.
Oh, no.
Ooh, that's
I
bold.
since a boring draw between United and City, both have been up and down lately. And
It's
believe
fourth
it or
versus
not,
fifth. Or
you'll have
where
to
we're
watch the
currently sitting.
prediction video from mine.
It's going to be interesting. The only thing is at Old Trafford. That's the only worry. We've got a good record against Guardiola, but Guardiola's record at Old Trafford is far better.
Thank you, Nippon. Thank you. It's because I'm updating the scores, updating everyone with the Brighton Southampton game. That's probably why. Ollie loves a big game. I think Man United will win, and even though Man United have not been great at home this season, yeah, I'm actually in agreement. I think United will win.
I like the fact that Keane's came back and saying it wasn't a bold decision. I think putting Adama Traore is bold, but a good one.
Yeah.
Like I actually think the bold decisions are the best ones, and I think it was a good shout.
Yeah, I have to say, looking at the game, like obviously Manchester City. I know they beat obviously Burnley, and I know they beat Fulham, but this is the big one, the Manchester Derby, and Pep has a really poor record against Ollie, so could be really interesting for sure.
Yeah, it depends on how the game goes. It's generally that first 20 minutes. That first 20 minutes is key, but we'll see. If we can break that press in the midfield, we've got a chance, because Rodri is clearly not capable of holding that press at all. And if we break at them, they're going to have to hope to hell they get something out of it. Could I see something going against us? Possibly. But like I said, United's worst enemy is losing Bruno Fernandes. That's the only way that United lose a game.
Have they got Aguero back yet? Or is he injured again?
He's still out from what I know. He's still out, which is fine.
Ooh. See that's a real blow if Aguero is out. I don't know if Pete's still in the chat or not, but Aguero being out, it would be a big
Jesus
blow.
isn't. He hasn't done much really. Frankly, I mean, they should have kept Iñárritu, says it all. Sterling isn't good in the middle either. Like, fair enough, he can score goals, but he's not got the instincts of a finisher.
United. Sterling never turns up against Manchester United.
That's because he sees Wan-Bissaka and he's like, nah, I'm just gonna stand still.
Nathan, will we finally see a Raheem Sterling turning up against Manchester United or not?
No chance. He's not going to ever score against Man United, I don't think. Like I literally can never see it happening. Otherwise, if he does, then I might have to put a bet on, like Swans away days did, for when he's on about Victor Gyökeres scoring a goal.
Oh, crikey!
Yeah, he's not wrong.
Crikey!
He doesn't do it. I mean, he never scored once against United when he played for Liverpool as well. Says it all.
Yeah, Jesus is not the answer.
That's why I don't pray.
Sterling never shows up against Liverpool either, unless they're hungover like last season. Yeah, and obviously the game at Wembley as well. Guys, this is the time to get your questions in. We're going to be going for another 10 minutes at least. So, we'll see. Yes, sad one. City will beat United. I predict 2-1. United have Martial and Cavani missing for Leipzig. City are on a rise as well. But they've just played Burnley and Fulham.
Exactly.
Easy games to win.
And
Yeah,
I
they
wouldn't put much on. I mean, Tell's defending. That's a fair comment. Tell's is not the best at defending, but I don't think we're going to play a back four. We'll play a back three, and then you'll have the likes of Sean all that covering on, which will be fine.
To be honest with Jay Hart's comment, Bernardo Silva's hardly played this season.
No, and it is quite a shock for me. I thought he would be.
That's surprising.
Ferran Torres he's been very good for City. I think he's the big threat against United. He's definitely the big threat for me. Keep him quiet, he should be fine. But I'm surprised Bernardo Silva hasn't played. He's probably the most creative player other than Kevin De Bruyne.
Who's the best 62 in the Premier League? Oh, Kelleher. Yeah, Kelleher. Yeah, he's played. I can't remember the last time a Liverpool goalkeeper has had a clean sheet on his Champions League debut and a clean sheet on his Premier League debut. So that is a trivia question for you. Who was the last Liverpool goalkeeper to have kept a clean sheet on his Champions League debut and Premier League debut?
I'm gonna guess just for a laugh. I'm gonna guess Jerzy Dudek. Prior to this killer, I'm just gonna guess Jerzy Dudek just because he ruined a game of football for me. Twat.
Oh yeah, AC Milan, of course. AC Milan. Here's a question from your dad, Nathan. From a fantasy football point of view, Fernandes scores most of his points away from home. This could be a very tight game.
True. You're not wrong there.
Yeah, that's a very accurate point there.
It's going to be tight, and it's weird because Man United always seem to win at the Etihad, and Man City always seem to win at Old Trafford. So I could be wrong today by saying Man City to win.
Yeah,
it will come down to which creative player is actively on their day. But I just think the impact of Bruno Fernandes right now is unbelievable. It's far more ahead than any other player in the league.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm agreeing with that. I think they've got to go
interesting.
They've got to play Shaw, and I would have Twansebe in there for the pace just to keep it going.
Old Trafford.
It's at Old Trafford, yeah.
Old Trafford.
Twansebe I would play. If they want to keep Tellez in the squad, Tellez has got to play with somebody who can defend around him because he cannot defend. The fact that he gave Florenzi 20 yards of space against PSG was an absolute disgrace. That proper annoyed me. That annoyed me.
Here is a very, very good question from Cian Dolan. Now, this is obviously like Liverpool, Manchester United, and Cardiff City non-related. Mm-hmm. If you could pick one club to win the European Cup for the very first time in the next few years, who'd it be?
RB Leipzig.
No,
other than
good shout.
Good
Leipzig, or if I could see it just because I'm Scottish, and I would Leipzig or Rangers. They're the only two I would choose because I've already seen Milan win it and I've seen Man United win it. I would like to see Leipzig win it.
I really don't know the way this one because I just don't want RB Leipzig to win it because of they started in
the Red Bull link.
I really don't like the Red Bull link, but Rangers could be a shout. But then again, what we got to remember is the Europa Conference League's coming along soon.
That's a very good point.
Of course, yeah, very good point.
I ran a simulation with it on Football Manager, and I had Hibernian, Sevilla, Brighton, and Wolves all winning it.
You know who I think might be an interesting shout to win the Champions League in the next few years? Have a guess what league I'm thinking? League this time, have a guess.
French.
Correct.
Portugal?
No, I said you guessed the French league.
Oh, French league.
Mm-hmm.
Paris Saint-Germain?
Beat it. No.
Oh.
Lyon?
The only team that deserves it in France is Lyon.
True.
I generally think if they can get things going and if they keep the players they've got and they maintain something, I think they could win anything, frankly. PSG, they're just... Mind you, it's a farmers league anyway, so who cares? But... The most undeserving Champions League winner 100% is Marseille. They should never have won that final in 93.
That was ridiculous.
Just to reply to that, Pep has lost 3 out of the 4 games against Solskjaer last season. So
That's a start.
the fact is that he has a terrible record against Solskjaer. Just Solskjaer's got something on him as well, and
I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
I think he just knows how to set up against them. That's all it is.
I quite like Leicester or Wolves, and I'd also pick Spurs just to stick the knife in further into Arsenal.
I don't think you'll see Spurs in a. I don't think you'll see Spurs in a Champions League final ever again.
I
don't think you'll see them.
Years.
I don't think they'll be in any European final. I don't think Mourinho will get them there.
Atletico.
They've had their chance. They've had their chance.
They have. KDB's been rough this season. Yeah, he has. He's not been great. He's not.
You know who would be interesting just because it's just to rub it into if they ever get into the Champions League and maintain consistency, but they get further in. I would like to see Sociedad win it just for David Silva just to rub it into Man City.
Yeah, there's some great players coming through.
I think it's going to be a tight one. I honestly think you'll see a Bundesliga. I think you'll see Leipzig winning it in the next couple of years if they keep everything going. I know some fans won't like it for that sense. I like it just for the sense of the Nagelsmann. But I think Milan are going to win the Europa League, and then after that they're going to win the Serie A this season as well. They're going to do the double, and then they're going to go and win the Champions League in the next 3-4 years.
Yeah, the one deserving European club is Ajax. They've put out top players. Yeah, absolutely.
Ajax, do they deserve it? Do they deserve it?
Another team I think that I would like to see win the European Cup is Mönchengladbach.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, they haven't been a European final since 1978, I believe. I think it's 1978. I don't know why I fucking know that. Oh wait, I just know football.
1974, 2014 and 2016, they just can't hack it. Yeah, absolutely. Benfica are another team who seem to...
Benfica are just cursed, mate. And it's beautiful.
Benfica, Porto, Sporting Lisbon.
Yeah.
More from Portugal.
I'd like to see Hamburg in it just for entertainment. Union Berlin?
Nah, not with how Hamburg are being run.
I would like it just for the info, unless their times they've had their chance.
When did they last win it? 98?
1997, the year I was born.
Ah, that'll work out your age then.
Well, yeah, if you're clever.
23.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, to be fair, I'm sandwiched because I was born in the era of great European dominance. You had Juventus the year before, winning against Ajax, the defending champions. Then you had Juventus in the 97 final against Dortmund, and then the following year you had Real Madrid versus Juventus.
Dortmund in 97. Paul Lambert marked Zidane out of the game in a game that made pundits everywhere go, the F.
That is so true. And that game's also good for Sammer. Hamburg won it in 83. Yeah, they beat Juventus. They beat Platini's Juventus, I think.
Yeah.
Boniek in that squad.
Schalke will be relegated this year. 3 points after. Oh, Schalke are terrible.
Schalke are done.
Absolutely awful.
Schalke are done, and I'm absolutely appalled by that. I'm just disgusted with them.
Well, the question with that is, where's Rabbi Matondo going to go? Because he is not going to want to play in the second division of German football.
Matondo, yeah. Because did he move to Schalke from Cardiff? Is that right?
No, he went. Man City picked him up because they scouted him in the youth system. He was at Man City for a while, and then he went from Man City to Schalke to get game time.
Mm-hmm.
That's why. That explains it. That explains it.
He's a good player as well.
I don't know what's going wrong. They have I don't think they've won a game since lockdown. Remember they went on that terrible run as well with Wagner at the helm, and obviously he got sacked as
it's poorly managed. It's a poorly managed club compared to what it was, considering the talent they've had over the past decade alone. If they hadn't sold their talent, they would have won a Bundesliga or two by now.
They're another selling club. As well.
Yeah.
Guys, we're nearly at 2 hours. I can't believe I'm saying this, but thank you very, very much for sticking with us all and watching. Now, next week, Josh will not be with us. He is deserting us. He is going to see Glenavon on Monday. So
At least you can go watch football.
Exactly. So that means that I will have Nathan, Reece, and potentially Connor from the Cop Council. So the Fab Four are back. Sorry, Josh.
Not sorry.
Don't curse. But big thank you as always to Nathan and Reece. And big thank you to Josh as well. I know he had internet problems as well, but to be fair, I've had internet problems tonight as well. Thank you to everybody in the chat. Thank you to the lovely Sophie as well for coming on. I'm pretty sure we'll have her back on at some point as well. Really great to have her as well.
To answer Bluebird Legends.
One more.
To answer Bluebird Legends question, will an English manager win the league title again? The answer. No.
I don't think so.
If they should learn from the Scottish. I mean, like, the Scottish are the best managers to manage in the Premier League, for God's sake.
Get in touch with
Except
me.
Moyes.
Get in touch with me either on Twitter, Instagram, or basically in the comments on one of my videos, and I'll speak to you. I'll speak to you about that. We are going to have. I'm just trying to think. We've got 2 more podcasts left of the year. One is next Monday, so obviously Josh won't be there for that one, and then there will be a special one on Thursday. All will be revealed on that day as well. But who's Arteta? Shane Arteta. So thank you very much.
Yeah, I'm going Arteta now over Deitch, which is
Deitch won't go. He'll be there till the end of the season.
Yeah. Thank you very much for watching. Enjoy your Premier League weekend. Big weekend with obviously the Manchester derby. Check out Nathan's channel as well. He's obviously going to be doing a watch along tomorrow. Is it tomorrow?
Watch along. Yeah, tomorrow night 7:45. Also, I put a video up earlier as well. So if you guys are interested, go give that a watch, guys.
And go and check out my Champions League predictions as well. But until then, it's goodbye from all of us. If you do like the podcast, please hit that subscribe button. Smash a like on this video as well. And the 3 of us will be back with Mr. Connor Niblett from the Cup Council next week. Josh, enjoy Glenavon game. Hopefully they win. And we'll see you later. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye for now.